Hello. We are back on the Moment of Balance Patreon with another Patreon exclusive game. Today, I'm here with Chrissy. Say hi, Chrissy.
Hello, Patreon. I hope you're having a really great day.
And today, we're going to be playing a session of Wanderhome. Wanderhome is a storytelling game written by Jay Dragon essentially about a bunch of fuzzy woodland creatures meandering around trying to find whatever ethereal thing home is to them. It's incredibly vibesy and really fun, and we thought it'd be fun to throw Chong through it for a little bit. So yeah, Chrissy, unless you have anything else to say before we get started, I think we're about ready to begin.
Now, I think we're all set. We're ready for some Chong-centric content, ready to take him through another little journey and learn a little bit more about this goofy little guy.
All right. As we fade in on the scene, it's misty and the ground is damp, but there is a beaten path that extends out into the fog. We see a shady figure beginning to emerge from that fog, and Chong, I'd like you to tell us what the audience see as you exit.
At this misty scene, walking up a steep grassy hill, we see a small little air bison boy. And he has a little pack of the bare essentials along with the dizzy flute. He's carrying it on a stick with a bag at the end of it, hobo style. And he has a little straw hat that has seen better days, but still works just fine. And an important note here is that this little air bison doesn't have any arrows. He has nothing distinguishing him to any particular nation. And I think with this misty day, we see these dewdrops hanging on his fur, and it weighs it down a little bit. He looks a bit musty, a bit wet, but I still think we see a big smile on his face and brightness in his eyes.
Chong, you've been wandering for quite a while, haven't you?
I have. I've been transversing these fields for who knows how many days.
Yeah. And I don't suppose you're being followed by any companions.
Nope, it's just me, myself, and I.
Hmm. That's a shame. You continue your pace along this path, and eventually you look up and you realize that somehow, somewhere in here, you came upon a building. You weren't really expecting to find any buildings along your path, especially not one this opulent. It's not anything grandiose. I wouldn't describe it as a mansion per se, but certainly some kind of manor at the very least.
Chong, I think, wasn't expecting to see something like this all the way out here in the middle of nowhere. I think he circles around it and drinks in this beautiful building.
Yeah, Chong, you take your time walking around, and as you do, you make your way around the back, and someone leans out of one of the back windows. You look up, it's a little hard to see, but they look like some kind of mammal of some kind with like pointy ears. She speaks out to you in a voice that reads to you as feminine, and she says, "Hey, you're not supposed to be out here."
Uh, what do you mean?
I mean, and she kind of looks over her shoulder. Keep your voice down. I'll be out there in a second.
Uh, okay, I
I
guess.
said keep your voice down. You see the window shut, and eventually She emerges from a back door and walks up to the gate that comes up just to your shoulder. As she gets closer, you get a better look at her. She looks to be a sand cat wearing some sort of poncho. This poncho strikes you as vaguely familiar, but in a way that doesn't quite click in your brain at this moment. Hey, look, this place is... And then she looks you up and down. Are you a bison?
Yeah, man. I think the fur gives it away. I got my little horns here too.
What happened to your arrows?
Oh, those, um, you know, stuff.
Whatever, it's not important. Look, you gotta go before, and then, from inside the house you hear, Sabi! Did you go out here? Ugh, you gotta hide.
Why? Who's there?
Before you can do anything, a snake dressed in an absolutely gorgeous evening gown walks out from inside the house. Ah, Sabi, there you are. Oh, and who's this? I'm not sure, Hanako. I was just asking him to leave.
I think Chong takes a step forward to Snake Hanako and holds his little hoof hand out and goes, hi, nice to meet you. I'm Chong.
Oh, a pleasure, darling. And her tail swipes around and she places it in your hand and shakes it. My name is Hanako, and this is my wife, Sabi.
Oh, wow, you guys seem like a really nice couple. I really like your gown. Are you guys about to head out? Go someplace fancy?
No, on the contrary, we were just getting set up for dinner. Would you like to come in?
I think Chong does a glance at Sandcat Sabi.
Sabi looks, more than anything, a little exasperated.
Chong does not read that. Chong looks back at Snake. Chong looks back at Snake Hanako with a big smile on his face and goes, oh man, that would be like totally awesome. I'd love to stay for dinner. Thanks.
She waves you in and she says, right this way. Sabi goes, ugh, but she follows in behind you. Yeah, the house inside is gorgeous, opulent. We, the audience, recognize it as being very similar, if not in layout, at least in style, to Hanako's apartment in Republic City. The same style of opulent Fire Nation decoration and just gaudy crap all over the place. But I imagine you, Chong, find this quite impressive, don't you?
Oh, yes. I'm not used to any of these kinds of displays, and especially being outside traveling all this time. It's not only nice just having a roof over my head for a night, especially on a misty cold one like it is tonight, but also seeing all this cool decoration, all these shiny things. I think to Air Bison Chong, shiny things are especially interesting.
You're always so easy to impress. It's really cute, Chong.
I think Chong looks around and I think there's like even maybe like a little excited blush to his cheeks and his eyes. Like the little fringe over his eyes parts so that you get to see like his big bison eyes looking around at everything.
Eventually, you are led into a dining room with a big, long table. There are seats set at either end, quite far apart from one another. And then there is a new place and you're not quite sure how Sabi got ahead of you, but she's setting a third place in the center of the table.
Oh man, thanks again for having me. I haven't had a hot meal in a little while now, so I'm really excited for tonight.
Oh, yeah, it's no problem. Really, not at all. Hanako says, "You're going to love it. I've been working on something very, very special tonight. Now, sit down. Why don't you start telling us a little bit about your story?"
Oh, where does she direct Chong to sit?
At the middle seat in the table.
All right, and my place is already set up.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Okay, Chong takes the seat. He puts his little stick with his bag of the essentials, leaning it against the back of it, probably.
Mm-hmm.
And he looks to Hanako and says, well, gotta be honest, it's not really that interesting a story.
Oh, surely that can't possibly be true. I mean, a bison with no arrows? Such an oddity! Surely there must be something interesting happening in your life.
Um, well, I'm, I'm just a guy traveling, you know? I'm trying to get to a better place. Not that my home wasn't good. My home was actually pretty great. I have a really great family of bison there. There's a ton of us. And one day I realized I I don't know, it didn't even feel like one day. It just all of a sudden I needed to go.
You weren't satisfied. I can understand that, certainly. Isn't that right, Sabi? And Sabi says, "Mm-hmm, yes, Hanako."
Yeah, which is weird because no family's perfect, but mine was pretty awesome. But I just I needed to go. I needed to.
You had to leave, get out of Dodge, as it were. Yes, of course.
Yeah, and now I'm trying to go someplace else that'll make me happier.
I I understand exactly where you're coming from, as a matter of fact. That I this is a struggle with which I can relate. Now, what is it? And you realize Sabi has like nudged up to Hanako and is whispering something in her ear. Oh, Sabi, you worry too much. The war ended decades ago. There's nothing to worry about from this stranger.
Oh yeah, I'm like super harmless. And Chong displays both his little hoof hands. I mean, look at these. These can't really do much. They're so cute and small.
Yes, I agree. And Hanako walks up to you and swipes her tail around one of your shoulders. You're completely harmless. Ineffectual, even, though perhaps funny to keep around.
I mean, I guess no one really fought to keep me around before.
Oh, what a poor dear! And Hanako turns you loose and begins to slither over to her seat at at one head of the table. Sabi, be a darling. Why don't you fetch us the food? Yes, of course, Hanako. And she goes to walk out.
Oh wow. You and your wife seem to have like quite the relationship. How'd you guys meet?
Oh, it's quite a fascinating story, really. We met during the war, you see, and although we never really managed to find a moment to let our relationship blossom at the time, as soon as everything settled and the world became calm as we now know it, we were able to find that there was a lot more to our relationship than we initially thought.
Oh, that's like really sweet. That's great. I'm really happy for you guys. Um.
Now, yes, go on.
Oh no, no. I was just gonna ask you more about your family. how do you? What about me? Do, what of you do you see in me? You know, it feels like you're this really cool, big, confident, fancy snake lady, and I'm just, I'm just a little bison guy.
As you ask this of Hanako, she looks like she's studying you, and Sabi quietly sets a plate down in front of Hanako and a plate down in front of you. The food is lovely, home-cooked, absolutely delicious. There is meat on the plate, and Sabi takes her plate and goes and sits at the opposite end of the table, across from Hanako. You're positioned between them, and there is a great distance between you and either of them.
Mm.
And an even greater distance between them. But Hanako studies you and says, well, I had a... Your family sounds lovely, certainly. My family was nothing like that. Dreadful, really. The cause of the war in the first place, if we're being honest, but you know. I had to see my way out of that, naturally. I can understand what it's like to see broader horizons for yourself.
Yeah, I don't know. It's it's weird just to wake up one day and think I need something more. But I don't know, I guess hearing from you, it's good to know it's not just like a me thing, you know?
No, plenty of people need space from their families every now and then, and she wraps her tail around a fork and begins gently lifting food to her mouth and eating.
Chong, I think, is like focuses on eating the vegetables on the plate. And he turns to Sabi and he goes, hey, what about you? Do you have a good relationship with your family?
Oh, my family's all dead.
Oh. And Chong takes a very big sip of water.
It's okay. I don't really feel anything about it.
Um, that's good?
I think so.
Chong takes another very big swig of water. uh, Chong turns back to Hanako. Why do you guys live all the way out here? You seem like you'd be like the real social types and want to live closer to, more people.
Oh, heaven forbid. No, 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 no. On the contrary, it's wonderful to just live a nice, quiet life. We've had too much of everything, really. Much better to just sit here and relax and enjoy ourselves. Isn't that right, Sabi? Yes, of course, dear.
Oh, yeah, that's totally cool. And I think Chong runs out of things to say for a moment and goes back to picking at his vegetables on the plate.
Oh, isn't he just so adorable, darling? It's like he's barely even a bison. He's just delightful. I insist you must stay the night.
Oh, are you sure? I wouldn't want to be a burden.
Yes, of course. We will give you a nice, delicious breakfast in the morning, and you can regale us with stories of your travels. It's so boring out here.
Sure, but like I said earlier, I don't really have a lot of stories. I've just been off on my own, trying to figure out the path forward, you know?
Yes, of course. Is that a flute?
Chong looks to his pack, and there is a bright red Desi flute tied to the pack in a protective case that's good against rain and weather elements. Yeah. Actually, my family we're all musicians, and I play the Desi flute.
Oh, you should have mentioned that. Yes. In fact, I insist. Tomorrow evening, you will play the flute for us. I think that sounds absolutely delightful.
Yeah, sure. I'm actually a really good musician, so I'll totally be good at that. Yeah.
Chong, I think you should probably look at Sabi.
Chong, I think as Chong says that to Hanako and he's smiling and everything, he glances over at Sabi with that same expression, like that same excitement, like, yeah, I'm gonna play tomorrow, right? That's great.
Sabi looks at Hanako sort of uncomfortably, and then picks at the food on her plate and says, "Yeah, sure. You'll play for us tomorrow. It'll be great."
Um, I think Chong finishes the vegetables on his plate and not wanting to be rude, like pushes back his chair and does a big exaggerated yawn, both his arms stretching out like oh man, that was real good. Sorry, I guess I'm tired. Would it be okay if I went up to bed now?
Oh, yes, of course. You must be exhausted from your walk. Yes, go right ahead. In fact, Sabi, why don't you show him there yourself? And Sabi seems to look relieved and says, "Yes, of course, Hanako. Chong? Yeah, it was Chong?
Yeah,
Yeah, follow me."
totally.
She gets up and leaves what's left of her plate on the table, and she guides you down a hallway and up a flight of stairs, and she motions to a door and says, "This is the guest room."
Wow, thanks. Um, hey, I'm sorry if I made things like uncomfortable for you.
Shh! She shushes you, and she looks around. And then she opens the bedroom door and she motions inside.
Chong quietly goes inside the bedroom.
And then she quietly walks in behind you and shuts the door after her. And then she turns to you and, with a slight look of desperation on her face, says, "Okay, no, you can't stay the night. You gotta go."
Why? Did I do something?
No, it's not you. It's, ugh. Look, Hanako, she's not. The war didn't leave her normal, okay? It's, you gotta. Ugh. You noticed it, right?
Chong looks at her, not knowing anything that she is referring to. Like she just grew a second head.
Okay, so she told you that you were gonna stay the night, and then you were gonna have breakfast, and then we'd let you go, right?
No, she actually didn't say she'd let me go. Now that you mention it, she
Yeah,
kind of insinuated I'd be staying another night.
yeah, she did. She thought that she was gonna let you go, but then she decided you were gonna stay another evening, and it's gonna be like this forever. So you gotta go. Now.
What do you mean that she won't let me go? I can go whenever I want, right?
Yeah, you'd think that.
I think Chong looks really carefully at Sabi as this sinks in, and he says, "Do do you want to go too?"
Look, it's not important. You can get out of here still.
Why can't you? What?
Because it's not that simple for me. She needs somebody.
You're sacrificing yourself for her?
Sure, and I'm doing it for you too, okay? Because if it's not me, it's gonna be someone else, and I'm not gonna let it be you. So you gotta go now. Now!
Okay, okay, I'll go, I'll go. But listen, man, neither one of you's gonna have a life if you keep letting her live like this.
That seems to catch her for a moment, and she pauses. Yeah, I don't know, maybe. Look, I'll talk to her. She listens to me a little better than she does other people. We'll We'll figure it out, okay? I just don't want to see you stuck here too. You seem like a nice guy.
I try to be. Okay. I'll get out of your hair. How do I get out?
Here. And she gets into the closet and she pulls down what appears to you at first to be a bunch of folded up sheets that you note have actually already been tied together. And she lowers it out of the window.
How many people have you... And he does what he can with little hooves, like little air quotation marks. So it's more like just flapping his hands. Released.
Just one. Except just one aside from you. This is for me. Maybe.
I think Chong goes into his pack and he takes out a little map. And he goes, listen, in case you change your mind about this, here's what the world looks like now. Might help you become a little braver.
She takes the map and she looks at it, and the corner of her mouth turns up into a little smile. Just a little one. Okay. Thank you. You take care, okay?
You too. If it's any consolation, dinner was very, very tasty.
Yeah. And she breaks into a wider, much more genuine smile at that. She's a really good cook.
Chong smiles back at her. And then he takes his pack and his flute, and he climbs down the sheet rope.
All right. Yeah, Chong, you emerge into the courtyard and quietly sneak out the back gate that you were brought in just earlier tonight. And you wander back out into the mist again.
Now even now a little more lost because I gave away my only map.
That's so true. Chong, I want to take a quiet moment really quick. You should not answer this out loud, but I'd like you to know the answer. Where is your bliss right now? Very good. Chong, you're wandering for a good long while. It takes you not a full day. You don't sleep again before you're somewhere else, but you think out there past the fog, maybe you can see the light of the sun beginning to set again, when you hear some voices coming to you from the distance. One of a girl and one of a gruff man that sounds to you a little bit like he has a stick up his ass. They both seem to be happily talking with each other, though.
Am I about to cross paths with them?
If you keep following the path, you think you will.
I think it's been some time since I've seen some people. And I think I'm going to continue down the path where the voices are.
As you approach, you begin to hear sort of the shape of their discussion. And one of them says, I don't know. I just don't think it sounds like it's very in line with your ancient bison scriptures to have a whole wife and kids. That sounds pretty that sounds pretty connected to me, and I thought you were supposed to be all like, let go of all your connections from the world and everything. And the other says, no, it's not like that at all. There's so few bison in the world nowadays. It's my responsibility to make sure that there are more. And yeah, you come upon them, and it is in fact a large bison with, in fact, enormous and very well decorated arrows, speaking with a dragon hawk.
I think Chong sees the arrows on the bison and instantly feels self-conscious and tugs on his little straw hat to cover his forehead as much as he can to try and hide his blank arrowless head.
Absolutely, yeah. As you approach, the dragon hawk sees you and points at you and says, "Hey, he'll know. Hey, you're a bison. Get over here."
I think Chong freezes for a moment, surprised that he's being called upon, and particularly for being a bison, because I don't think he thinks he's a very good bison. But nevertheless, he hesitantly walks over and goes, yeah, you asked for me?
Yeah, you're a bison too. You must know. Sure, don't you think it sounds kind of un-bison-like to have so many kids?
I think I'm a bad person to ask that. My parents are badger moles, and it gets a little weird, but I think it depends on which bison you ask, you know?
I think at that, the bison that she's speaking to sort of puffs up a little bit and is like, "Yes, that's exactly right. In fact, I think it was Guru Aditi who said that a bison it is the task of a bison to forge his own path in the world." And to this, the dragon hawk sort of squints her eyes and tilts her head and says, "But wasn't it Guru Chang who also said that it's an air nomad's job to, make sure that they're well studied in the scriptures and following the ideals as best they can?" And at this, the bigger bison sort of deflates a little bit.
I think this all sounds like some pretty complicated stuff. It's probably better to just, maybe forge your own path a little bit, but also read some of these texts or some of this, guru stuff. I mean, you can't just follow rules your whole life.
I guess that's true. I mean, it was Guru Ehani who said that you should then, make sure that you're always trying to incorporate the lessons into the context of your life as it actually is, instead of the ideals that the original gurus wrote down, right? And Tenzin says, "Well, yes, of course, exactly. And that's why it's my job to repopulate the bisons."
I mean, I guess as long as you have like a willing female bison, I guess that's okay.
Yes, of course. My wife is lovely. I would never do something so crass.
Oh, no. I would never suggest that either, Mr. Big Bison.
Oh, yeah, we didn't what's your name?
I'm Chong. Nice to meet you.
I'm Soma, and this is Tenzin.
Chong sticks out his little hoof hand for a handshake.
Soma shakes it, and Tenzin shakes it as well, and Tenzin says, "You seem quite wise for a bison. For a bison who I've never met before."
Yeah. Yeah, I'm new in town. I'm kind of new everywhere. I'm on a journey.
Oh, well, you simply must come back to the I've been working on implementing a bison community in the area.
Oh, that sounds really cool, but would I don't know if I'm really looking to settle down in one place. I'm off to find I'm not quite sure what it is, but I'm off to find a place where I feel my happiest. I'm not sure the word. A scary snake lady I met the other day said satisfied, which sounds almost right, but it isn't quite there. And happy's a good describer, but isn't quite it either.
Guru Mukta said that one should follow the path to their own personal enlightenment.
Oh, are you on that path too?
I'm doing my best to follow it while also upholding my responsibility to the bison population.
But why do you feel responsible?
Because there are so few of us, and I'm the son of the last leader of the bison. We were devastated by the war, you know. I mean, I don't need to explain this to you, obviously.
Yeah, I guess I don't know. While I'm a bison, I don't really feel like one. You know, I didn't grow up with bison.
Yeah, Tenzin, lay off. Guru Mukta also said that it was that you know, not every bison comes from the same temple, you know, and they all have their different ways of being.
Yeah, I guess I'm just not really sure where my being is yet, and I'm looking for a place to figure it out, you know?
Well, I'm sure you'll find it eventually.
Yeah, I think I just gotta keep moving because, you know, don't get me wrong, I love being a bison, but I don't know, there's gotta be. I'm not just a bison, you know? But I'll figure it out.
Yeah, hey, I can understand that. I mean, I live here with the bison now, and I help them out. But my family aren't bison. I get it. You got to find your own path. Sometimes that's what it's about.
Yeah, I just, you know, I feel like I've been walking for a while now. I I'll find it soon, right? Right? Like it doesn't take people too long to find their path. You know, figure out that final destination.
Guru Sora did say that it can take years, even a lifetime, for a bison to find the true path to enlightenment.
Chong's face falls a little bit. He goes, "Oh, that sounds like a lot of walking."
Yeah, it's a lot easier if you can fly, isn't it? And Soma flutters her wings.
That's so cool. I wish I could fly.
At that, I think Tenzin quirks an eyebrow and says, I last I was aware, most air bison could fly.
I think Chong finds himself tugging on his straw hat, keep like pushing it even more down his forehead, hiding his non-arrow. Oh, I guess I'm a bit of a late bloomer. I'm sure I'm sure it'll come to me, you know?
Tenzin continues to give you a strange look, Chong. Oh god, Chong, did he see your lack of arrows? Before you pulled your hat down? You're not sure.
Both my little hoof hands are on the rim of my hat, pressing it on my head. Oh man, is he gonna see me for me?
You never know. I mean, anything's possible these days, Chong. Especially someone as sharp as that. I mean, they've been quoting all of these very smart people this whole time. They're clearly very smart people. Do you think you can pull one over on these two?
I mean, I've been known to talk my way out of things before, but they seem to have their lives figured out so much better than me.
Why do you want to hide your arrows from them, or well, your lack of arrows from them so badly anyway? You've made it pretty clear that you don't have whatever passes for street cred amongst these two.
'Cause then they'll see I don't really belong anywhere. I'm not Air Nation, I'm not any nation. I'm just this guy that wanders around.
Silly Chong, there's not even nations anymore. There's just people.
Oh, right. After the war, that was all gone. It's hard to stay on track of things when you're never in one place for too long.
Soma pipes up and says, "Well, hey, it was really great to meet you, but and I mean, you can stay as long as you want, but you said you were going to get going. So if you need to get moving, don't let us keep you. You seem like you might be in a bit of a rush."
Chong stands at attention, getting out of that silly little daydream he was just in. Yes, I need to get going to my destination. Yes, that is the thing that travelers go to. I will be escorting myself now. Goodbye, smart hawk lady, and and also very smart bison man. I will hopefully be seeing you some other time. Farewell. And Chong skitters on away.
Tenzin yells after you, "Come back if you ever want to meet other bison!" And Soma yells after you, "Oh, as Guru Ime says, may the winds of peace reach you and stay behind your tail." Yeah, as their voices fade out into the distance, Chong, you once again enter the mists. And Chong, we're going to take another quick moment of silence. Where is your bliss? Very good. Chong, you are walking. It is late after the sunset that you experienced with Tenzin and Soma. And the fog is beginning to clear up a little bit, finally. You can see off in the distance that there's a sort of dip. You're walking up a hill, and you think that it's about to crest, and then it will fall off, and you think you see a bigger hill over in like a while away, which must mean that you're about to come into a valley, and it's as you crest the hill that you see a camp alongside a river that winds through the center of this valley. And as you listen, you can hear a bit of familiar sounding music in the distance.
I go toward the sound of the music.
You get closer, Chong, and wafting towards you on the breeze, you can hear the dulcet tones, no, not the dulcet tones, the energetic tones of a song that you know quite well. As belting out throughout the valley, you hear a powerful badger mole voice singing, "Secret tunnel, secret tunnel."
Chong immediately starts singing along. He busts out his dizzy flute. He goes, "Secret, secret, secret, secret,
Secret tunnel.
secret tunnel."
Your mom comes over shaking a tambourine and puts her arm around you as she taps it against her thigh and warmly guides you over to the rest of the family, which is just sitting in a circle, just having the time of their life tonight. And everybody smiles and gives you a nod as you walk in. Everybody remembers you. Everybody's so happy you're here. But Chong, you know in the back of your head that surely, they're all thinking about how much they wish you'd been here all along.
I mean, yeah, I'm sure they thought that, but they knew why I had to leave. Or I tried to have them know.
Yeah, but did you really do a good job of that? I mean, you told them and they listened and they said that they understood, but did they? What can a badger mole really know about what a bison needs?
I mean, yeah, there's no other bison in my family, and I I don't quite know what I'm looking for, but I mean, how do you tell your family that one day they're just not enough because you wake up and you discover you're a bison?
I don't know, Chong, and I don't think that there is a good way to tell them.
And but they didn't come after me. I mean,
No.
that has to mean I mean that
No, they didn't come after you, did they, Chong?
No, no one. Some of my siblings said they'd miss me. That has to mean something.
Yeah, and I mean, don't get me wrong, they're all smiling now that you're here again.
But I guess if my back's turned, will they still be smiling? Or are they just smiling because I'm looking at them?
Chong, you sit with that thought for a little while as you join in with the music, and eventually the song comes to a close, and your dad, with a warm smile, turns towards you and is like, "Hey, Junior, how you doing, bud?"
Hey, Dad. You know me, old Chong Jr. Hangs on.
Oh, yeah. Glad to hear it, man. Hey, what you been up to?
A little bit of this, a little bit of that, traveling,
Yeah.
searching for, uh, you know,
Finding yourself. Right on, man. I get it.
yeah, I can't remember the word I'm looking for. It's not happy, it's not satisfied, it's not fulfilled. There's something like that's on the tip of my tongue for. Do you remember how I explained to you why I was leaving?
Oh, man. It's been a while, Junior. I'm trying to think back. Lily, do you remember that word that he used? And your mom turns and she thinks and she says, it might have been joy. Yeah, that must have been it.
Chong scrunches his face. He's like, that sounds closer, but it's almost there. It's almost there.
I'm pretty sure it was joy. Ah, no, 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 no. Lily, if the kid says it's not joy, it wasn't joy. Come on. Okay, we can figure this out, Junior. We just gotta put our heads together.
Do they all physically put their heads together?
I think that your mom and your dad do, and then yeah, each of your siblings pairs up and yeah, forehead to forehead.
I think Chong looks at his family and looks at them putting their heads together, and I think he notices there's no head
Yeah.
left over for him to put his head next to.
I didn't even have to tell you, Chong. You already knew.
And I think Chong once again finds himself reaching for his blank forehead and pressing his hat against that.
Ah, hey, still feeling weird about that, Junior?
I mean, I wish I didn't, but it's weird, Dad. I mean, I don't know a whole lot about bison, but shouldn't I have an arrow by now or something? How am I supposed to be a good bison without my arrows?
Oh, I don't know. By the time we started traveling during the war and all that, the bison were already all wiped out and everything. Yeah, I don't know, Junior. We never really got to see any bison temples at their prime or anything. I kind of wish we did, though. I bet they knew how to throw a hell of a party. Yeah, they probably knew how to throw a hell of a party. Don't you think so?
You know, I get the suspicion from I met actually a bison on the road the other day, and I get the idea that they actually aren't that fun.
Oh, dang, that blows. Oh, can you even imagine? Damn.
Yeah, I mean, I can't imagine living my life just following rules.
Chong, I imagine it does kind of really suck to learn that, pretty much every other bison really sucks. Oh god, hey, Chong, do you really suck?
I mean, that snake lady said it was like I was barely a bison. I'm I'm not a bad person. I helped that Sabi cat person, and
I mean, sure, but that Tenzin isn't a bad person either, but he kinda sucks.
I mean, I don't really know him, but I don't know, he and that hawk lady, they seemed really a heck of a whole lot smarter than me. And I'm not very smart.
It's
And
almost like they were making fun of you, you know? Like, if you think back on it, they kept, every time you said something, they kept, like, quoting another bison guru.
I mean, they did, and I guess they assumed I knew. I mean, it might not have been in bad faith, but
Or maybe they knew you didn't know and were making fun of you.
I mean, who would know? There's hardly any bison left, and they didn't know who I was. They they probably were making fun of me.
Anyway, Junior, man, you gotta stick around. We're gonna have an awesome dinner, and then we're gonna go. Oh yeah, we got a festival over in the next town. You could play with us again if you wanted, just this one time. But Chong, you know that if you do that, you might want to stay, and then if you stay, you'll never find that whatever it is that you're looking for.
I miss my family so much. I miss feeling like there's a place to call home, you know, or there's a little spot for me. But
Does home really matter, Chong? To you?
I mean, there's a reason I left. And home, I guess the thing with home is that I know home can be anywhere, but I can't seem to find where that new place for it is outside of where these people are. But I know if I don't keep looking for it, I'm I'm gonna regret it. I have to keep trying.
Yeah. So best to not play with them again.
It's gonna suck missing out on this. I know it would be a lot of fun.
Chong, he's standing right there. He's still looking at you with that goofy little smile he has. Why are you putting off telling him? Just say it.
I guess it's like when I told him the first time I was leaving and the first time I was a bison. I'm scared not that he's gonna be disappointed. I'm scared he's not gonna care like he did those other times and was he wasn't happy, he wasn't sad. He's an amazing he's an amazing dad, but I wish he showed he cared.
But he doesn't. That's not what he does. He doesn't care about anything, Chong. Not really. None of these people do.
They've always been that way, haven't they?
Yeah.
And it's only now that I've left that I've realized that.
But I mean, Chong, if you're just looking for people who care, I mean, that snake lady must be really upset that you're gone, and surely the bison would happily take you in, and then he'd care if you left. But you didn't want to stay with those people either. So what are you even looking for, Chong? You know what?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know, okay? I don't know. I just know I just know that I will never be happy if don't try and find something else find whatever that... why can't I find that word?
You know what, Chong? Stop talking. Everything is quiet. Everybody's waiting politely for your answer. Close your eyes. Take a moment. Where is your bliss? Very good. Now follow it. And Chong, everyone is waiting for your answer.
I look my dad in the eyes, and my expression is neutral. But my eyes burn with something that could be described as determination. Sorry, Dad. I need to keep moving. I haven't found what I'm looking for yet. And if I stop now, I know I'm not going to find it. My only hope is to keep moving forward.
Hey, no worries, Junior. I get it. Hey, you have a good time, all right? We'll always be around if you need us. You know how to come find us.
And Chong's hoof hands grip hard, and he has to bite his lip to keep it from quivering because the worst case scenario just happened. His father doesn't care that he's leaving. Thanks, Dad. Tell the others I say hi. And I'll see you around.
Yeah, see you again soon, Junior.
And he keeps on walking away from his family, away into wherever his feet will take him.
And Chong, as you begin to leave the valley, the fog begins to set in again. And you are walking for a good long while after this, I think. And I think that's where we're going to close off Chongderhome.
Oh, that was so good.
Yeah, thank you everyone for listening. Once again, this was Chongderhome by J Dragon. It's a phenomenal game. I cannot recommend it enough. I warped it a teensy tiny bit to my purposes for this, but I didn't change that much. I heavily recommend it. I think that at the very least, you should give it a read if you've never read a diceless TTRPG before. I think this is a phenomenal example, and it's just incredibly well written. Anything you'd like to add, Chrissy?
This was so much fun, and this was so cute. I loved how you made everyone such a good representation as an animal.
Thank you. I mean, we had a lot of talks about it. I got help from everyone in getting those selected.
Oh yeah, no, it was a team effort definitely in picking out the animals, but the scenes you crafted and the way they explored these different relationships with these characters and allowed Chong to show off these different angles of him was really well done. This was a lot of fun.
Well, thank you. And as always, you did a phenomenal job playing Chong. He's such an absolute delight to have around, and I really like when we get to have scenes that dig into his psyche a little more. As you may or may not have been able to tell.
Yes. More the Chong scenes definitely get to showcase different aspects of his character that we might not get to see when he's in group scenes or action scenes. It's really fun to get to dive in a little bit more into what makes Chong Chong.
Yeah. All right. Well, with that, I think we're done. Bye, everybody.
Bye. Enjoy the episode.